strategy time. Now we're here to help the negatives beat the affirmative that I've just described. First argument you'll see in the packet is called the terrorism disad. This is from Fred, I'm mispronouncing, I apologize, but Flights. I apologize. Senior Vice President of Policy and Programs for the Center for Security and Policy. He worked in a national security position for 25 years with the CIA, and he wrote an article in 2015 saying how mass surveillance is a necessary tool to catch terrorists. He said it has also been defended by several members of Congress, and even during a judicial hearing in 2014 was cited as a reason that stopped a terrorist attack in New York City. The second piece of evidence, let me say one last thing about the first piece of evidence. The first piece of evidence actually creates what is called a better safe than sorry mechanism. So what that means is that it is better to protect us than it is to allow for a terrorist attack to happen. Now I'll describe this a little bit later. The second piece of evidence in the terrorism disad is from John Yoo, a former Deputy Assistant U.S. Attorney General in the Office of Legal Counsel, currently a law professor at UC Berkeley. Back in 2006, Yoo said that without mass surveillance, we would not be able to track and identify terrorists today. This is what they call a needle in a haystack problem. Imagine this is very simple. Imagine if you're trying to find a needle in a haystack and you're looking through yellow bits of hay, trying to find a metal piece of whatever. You will probably want to have a magnet to try to help you find that needle, as opposed to just digging through all the hay. With mass surveillance is that magnet. It helps you locate the pieces of metal without actually hurting the pieces of hay. The last piece of evidence is from Rebecca Kaplan, political reporter for CBS News. She wrote an article called "Will ISIS Plan a 9/11 Style Terror Plot Against the U.S.?" ISIS stands for the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Ms. Kaplan says not only is ISIS planning an attack in the U.S., but they're also coordinating with U.S. citizens to help carry out those attacks. This goes back to what you said. You said that we need to have better ways of tracking that needle in a haystack. So if these people communicate with each other via phone, social media, anything, we have a better chance of tracking them than if we were just simply using targeted surveillance for people we don't know. Targeted surveillance, remember, means we are focused on a group. Mass surveillance means everyone. All right? Now, there are a couple of cards that are answers to the solvency and harms contention. First, the harms contention card says that it is better to be safe than sorry to ensure the protection of the individuals. The first card says there's always a trade-off between liberty and security, and the Constitution doesn't justify full freedom, ultimate freedom. We give up some of our freedom for the government to protect us. This is inherent in the Constitution, and it is inherent to our rights. Freedom always is limited. We have never had total freedom. Various groups have had limited freedom throughout the years, but under the Constitution, the way we have dreamt it up, its goal is to actually protect us, so we give up our freedom. So, for example, I don't have the freedom to just walk freely in the middle of the street whenever I want. That breaks a law. So the law is there to ensure that individuals don't get hurt. Second argument is that mass surveillance inevitably means other places like Google and Facebook invade our privacy. How many times have you been on Google, searched for something on eBay, gone to your Facebook page and looked to the right-hand column, and the same thing that you were searching for on eBay comes up on your Facebook page? If you don't have a Facebook page, don't worry about it. What that is a various forms of tracking. These internet providers communicate with each other, companies communicate with each other to provide marketing materials to try to help sell a product. But that information also goes to the federal government because we track where internet searches go. If I am searching on the internet for a brand new car and the government finds out about that, I don't really care if the federal government knows I'm looking for a car. But if my neighbor is looking on the internet on how to make a bomb, I might want the federal government to be able to track him. So the negative strategy is twofold. It is to say that terrorism is the ultimate evil, and to say that the plan can't solve all mass surveillance and all invasion of privacy. And if it can't solve all invasion of privacy, then we probably should be better safe than sorry. All right, next up is another lecture, and I hope you've enjoyed my time.